Another pension fund ruining your pension. This time, let's have a look at St. James's Place Emerging Markets Equity Unit Trust. You would think emerging markets give me some diversification. Should have done well in a year where we've seen quite a bit of global growth. None of it. Let's not even look at 1 year. Alpesh, you're being unfair looking at just 1 year. Let's look at 3 years. Okay, over 3 years, in orange is the benchmark or the index, the Morningstar category of global emerging markets equities, okay? And that would have returned you back your money after 3 years. Thanks a lot for wasting my time. But the St. James's Place Emerging Markets Equity a unit trust in this sort of teal color, well, that would have lost you about 10% over 3 years. Well, thanks a lot after one of the biggest bull markets. Shouldn't they just have shut down and said, oh, by the way, and this isn't the worst of it, and simply said to people, hang on, just take your money, don't be in this area, we're the experts, we know what we're doing, and we say, get the hell out of here because we're just going to be losing money for you. Okay, you'd be better off putting it in a bank or just shove it into a bunch of US equities because your pension's going to stink if you leave it with us. Shouldn't they be saying that, or were they just getting paid too much not to state the bloody obvious? But it gets worse. Guess what their top 5 holdings are? In fact, let's put their single largest holding, it's to themselves. Yeah, they've taken your money, all right, and then they've paid themselves fees out of it, and then they've given the remainder of the money after those fees to another one of their own funds within their own company and paid themselves another set of fees. Wonderful. Double dipping, twice the fees. So when fund managers say to you, oh, well, no, actually, our costs are just, we only charge 0.5% or 1%, or we're reducing our costs. We're reducing the fees we charge. Yeah. What we're actually going to do is reduce the fees the first fund charges you. The second fund is also going to charge you some fees. So you're actually going to end up paying us more than you did before. It's a nice little scam, nice little trick. Is anybody going to pick up on it? Probably not. Probably going to be somebody like me, a hedge fund manager at what, 8:15 on a Sunday evening, who's going to go through this data, sort of Michael Burry type, and say to you, yeah, this ain't right. All right. And you might say, no, but Alpesh, it's up 8% over the past year. Do you know what the US markets were up over the last year? 30%. 30%. Of course, it had to be up 8%. It's still down 10% over 3 years, even after being 8% up this year. Thanks a lot. Not bloody useful. Listen, the reason I do all of this is my campaign for 1 million to teach 1 million people how to be better investors. If I can teach 1 million people for free how to be better investors and add an extra million to their pensions across their lifetimes, then 1 million times 1 million is 1 trillion. That's one hell of a legacy. Go to my campaignfor1million.com. You'll see free resources by way of copies of my books, insights from my meetings with central bankers, Newsnight, BBC, the kind of stuff I say on there as well. Free portfolio review, free copy of my book, Investing Unplugged, free investing courses on there as well, free investing newsletter as well, and free latest investing webinar on there as well, podcast, and a whole bunch of other amazing things. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn, where you can do diligence me. It's probably the best way to do diligence someone, because you will see, well, not only am I a LinkedIn top voice, 24,375 followers. Now, why do I say this? Because on social media, there is, or are, too many numpties. Okay, so be aware. Yeah, watch out for these people and these kind of funds. And yeah, it doesn't take long to find this information. You don't need to be a hedge fund manager to be able to do it. Thank you, and sorry if I spoilt your evening. And have a look at your pension. Check it out.